For our May Technology Spotlight, we wanted to highlight a student-led professional development session that happened yesterday. And we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you maybe learn a couple things from watching it. And we encourage you to follow up with any of the technology team members or with Pam Gallietta or anyone on the Vanguard team. Thank you for watching.
Infographics are meant to convey information to students in the format that you don't usually see it in a classroom. For example, usually you give students a list of numbers or other information and you expect them to read it all. However, infographics is centered on the principle that you use images to convey this information so that students understand and retain it better. Websites, we believe, provide easy ways for teachers to create infographics for students. Now, they all have their advantages and disadvantages. For example, Canva here has amazing images and other graphics, but it has difficulty creating charts and other graphs.
Here's what I like to call a 5-minute example because, well, we made it in 5 minutes. And it shows the different apps that could be useful for students in the classroom in an easy-to-learn format. So for example, rather than just listing the apps in like a nice PowerPoint format, this infographic kind of relates it by showing an iPhone and going through the 3 apps, which makes it easier to learn and understand. By looking at the iPhone, you're probably going to the first thing you're going to realize is, oh, this is going to be something about apps or maybe technology. And so that gets you in the mood for reading the notes.
This is an example of how infographics can be used in health. In health, you usually have to display how different substances will affect the body. And it's easy to do that with infographics because you can point to different parts of the body and list the effects for that part or show them in images as talked about before. Another way is
photo editing. There's more to photo editing than just Instagramming your latest photo or adjusting your lighting in the background. You can actually apply photo editing to academics and learning.
So you can use photo editing for memorization. I found in geometry, one of the hardest things to do was to memorize the postulates and theorems used for proofs. So then this is an example of a really complex theorem, the concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors of a triangle. So then this shows how easily you can just use it. So then you can see a yield sign, like the triangle with a circle around it. You see that all the points from the circumcenter to the side of the vertex of the triangle are congruent. So on a test, if you forget it, you can imagine a yield sign, and that can be used as a trigger for the trigger to memorize of the theorem, so then you can use it. And this is a
Students also presented ideas about using Google Slides as a study tool, like a study guide. They talked about using Prezi in a purposeful way, like highlighting areas on a map and zooming out and zooming back in, highlighting music. We had a lot of music teachers who attended the session, so we talked a lot about how you could use Prezi with music. And we also talked about creating animated GIF files and using those with students. So other ideas were shared in addition to the ideas of infographics and video or photo editing.
Illustrations in all 3, are they preloaded or is it something you have to take from outside your computer and go through the work?
They have their own databases. They have their own databases embedded in the...
Okay, so they have their own picture set,
Yeah.
so I just search for a term and it should have it?
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can also take in from Google Images if you can't
If
find
I
it.
wanted something, okay.
Yeah.
That's really, because I'm just, for the sake of ease
Yeah.
and quickness.
I prefer easel.
Second question. You, in one of the last slides, you talked about highlighting the music when the teacher was focusing on an area that might be difficult for the students. So is that something that the teacher has the ability to just highlight as she's working or he's working, or is that already set into the slide in advance?
You have to preset it into the slide,
Well,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
You can preset it if you want, or you can always just zoom in and out to the different pieces manually.
Okay.
But presetting it just makes it easier. So for example, you could double click to any portion, and it will zoom in. It's easier with the mouse,
Okay.
for example. Or you could just just preset it like I did.